Welcome to Fabulously Flawed, where the perfectly imperfect come to shine. Marni, along with her sensational sidekick Taylor, are the mother-daughter duo that puts the fun in dysfunction. Every episode, we unpack the chaos of mental health while sprinkling in the sass of pop culture. We're here to share stories, laughs, and lessons that remind you to embrace your quirks and to never, ever let anyone dull your sparkle. So join us as we celebrate the beauty of being fabulously flawed. Let's get real, let's get raw, and let's get ready to add a little extra shimmer to your day.
Hey, fabulous guys. Of course, I'm saying this beaming as usual. Thank you guys so much for listening to Fabulously Flawed. I am your flawed host, Marni, and joining me as always, my dazzling, delightful, delicious, dainty daughter, Taylor. Give it up for Taylor. Woo, woo.
It is literally such an honor and a privilege to be able to do this for you guys. I am just so grateful that this is my life, that
We
podcasting
started,
about mental health and pop culture, two things that I'm quite passionate about.
right? It's our whole world.
Yeah,
It is mental
and
health
it's
and pop
as we're
culture.
approaching our 30th episode, I'm like,
Remarkable. I can't.
Just
Most people
wow.
don't get past 5 because it's hard.
Oh my God,
it
it's
took
so
me
hard,
4
yeah.
years to do like 30 or
I know.
something. Remember, I would do 2, but this episode we're called, and then we'll go back into why it took me so many years to just
Yes.
do. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. That is this episode.
one of the most important months of the year.
Probably-
if I do say so myself.
My birthday's in May, which makes sense that I'd be synonymous with Mental Health
Oh,
Awareness
yes, it
Month.
does,
It's
of
the month of Marni, and it's all green. The green is the national color for mental health awareness.
And green's always been your favorite color.
Always, because of Elphaba. Since Wicked, it became...
It's like you're in sync with this whole mental
Total.
health awareness vibe, which
Even
makes total sense.
When we got Hershey, our puppy, when they showed the litter, he was the green collar. So I said, oh, there he is.
I know we gravitate to the color green.
To the since
Wait, I
Elphaba.
love how the mental health awareness color is green. Yeah.
Yep. So
the green ribbon. Yeah.
I'm going to wear a lot of, as much Kelly green as I can find, a couple t-shirts just to wear that color throughout the month.
And you know who's been wearing green dresses? Taylor Swift. She's worn 2 green gowns
Do you
in the
think
last
that-
6 months.
Wait, could that be an Easter egg for her understanding May is Mental Health Awareness Month?
No, I
But
think
in
it's
my
another
mind-
Easter egg. We could convince ourselves that's true, but it's not probably.
So many people, it really bothers me. I guess we talk fluent mental health.
Yeah.
But there are people like, oh no, I'm fine. I don't need medication. It's a personal defeat if there's something wrong with me. And it's like, whoa, slow down.
I was on a date with this guy a few months ago, and he was telling me how
Is this
he's
the British guy?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, my mom doesn't like how he treated me. That's why she went, ugh, not because he's British.
No.
No, we love the English. Yeah, no, he was telling me how he didn't believe in therapy and medication, and we were
I would have
on
seen
a dinner date, and I'm like, uh-huh.
How did you not screen that out before you? I know, but that was the pre-hinge
realization.
awareness.
Yes, exactly. But I was like, oh, whatever. He has a bunch of other green flags, but know that, hello, the second someone says that they don't believe in therapy or medication, which is just in terms of they don't believe in helping yourself.
Exactly. I don't
Ditch
care
'em.
what you do. If you need medication, take medication. If you don't want that, go to therapy. But do
Exactly.
something to help. Because when you get
Something, yeah.
when I turned 47, nothing special, no woo woo.
Yeah.
but I was diagnosed with ADHD, and the first time I took my Adderall, I sat on my floor and scrubbed between every crevice.
That is true, guys. She literally sat. We used to have these big
Marble-
marble tiles in our old house,
Right.
and the little tiny
Grout.
centimeter in width, not even half a centimeter in width, the little.
Oh, that was so
lines.
mathy of you.
I know,
would
right?
never have thought
I'm
that.
so intelligent. Anyway, you would take a brush,
It was like a little
toothbrush almost,
electric toothbrush kind
and
of.
just go in between every single crack in our. It
with
was
the
a big
fantastic.
house.
And I would
Yeah.
take the roll of paper towel and scoop up the dirt
Oh my God, you were just so.
because I couldn't believe. I looked around. I go, has my house always been this filthy? Taking medication for me, and you're talking somebody who has the most severe high functioning ADHD. I mean, there isn't a
Yeah.
part of my body that's not infested with it.
Yeah.
So for medication, let me tell you something, to be able to walk around, it's like being blurry, and then all of a sudden you can see clearly. My house became it was a mess. Now my drawers became neat. Cleaned out everything.
Every aspect of your life you got
Became cleared. Even with people.
organized and in order. Mm-hmm.
I wasn't flaky. I was listening to people. I was able to have a conversation, and people are going, do you realize that you go all over the place now? But trust me, listeners, it was way worse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. Oh my God. Way worse.
Remember the closet that was in the office? It was just junk.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. I forgot about this. It's been almost 5 years since we moved out of our house.
Yeah, but you know what? Don't say it like that.
I know. It was my childhood
it was your
home,
childhood
you know,
home.
that I had so many memories in.
I'm
but
just thinking of
bad memories too, which is why we left.
I guess the one of the worst ones I had was, forget the way some of the bullies in the neighborhood were. But I think the morning when I woke up on New Year's and I saw the entire neighborhood have that party, I realized, okay, these are not my people.
No,
these are not my people.
They are most certainly not your people.
But I thought they were. I was so desperate to be liked, and I just would be like, oh yeah, I'm into knitting, or whatever it was, or I don't know.
Is circling back. Well, yeah, but circles back to
being true to yourself
and loving yourself enough to not let other people's actions affect you. I mean, listen, it's an impossible thing to say, like, oh, just live life not caring. That's impossible to say, but get to a point,
pick and choose
where you are like, you love yourself enough, you're self-aware enough that you don't let certain things that maybe you used to in the past affect you, and as you move forward. Life is too short.
I used to get upset over things if somebody didn't reply back right away. I don't know, ridiculous things that would consume me, and I would just be if anyone had a change of tone with me, I obsessed over that anyway. Like, what did I do? What did I do?
Me too.
The one regret I do have is not telling more people to fuck off. Because
amen, sister.
Daddy used to say, what's the upside? Well, keeping my mouth shut, really, it just ate me up inside. I should have said, your kid is drowning my son in the pool, or you are a rude, very rude neighbor. I see you talking as I am walking. Like, I don't, just whatever it may be.
No, yeah. I mean, I guess because when you're living there, though, it's different. You don't want to create any bad blood, any bad animosity. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I was
just singing bad blood in my...
Yeah, for like any animosity. You want it to, stand on good grounds with your neighborhood and your neighbors. But, maybe as we left, you could have been more vocal, but woulda, coulda, should have.
The lady that said to me, Marni, what's the color of your sky you live in? Our neighbor, Cheryl, who's in heaven watching over us, may she rest in peace, was having a Halloween party. The girl, we'll call her Liz, whatever, she told Cheryl not to invite us. This is another time not to invite us to the party. But she asked, since we were across the street, oh, can we park in your driveway? Remember that?
How rude and bitchy can someone be to do that? Like, how
now I want to look and say,
do you have to be to rub it in? You're a grown
because
woman.
Cheryl afterwards,
my God, the audacity.
Cheryl afterwards called and said, I'm so sorry I didn't invite you. Like, she just didn't even know what to say.
You know what?
But see, it's things like that.
She took accountability, and she was always so
the sweetest,
to me.
The best.
I'm sure she didn't. She just had a closer relationship with this other person.
Of course she did.
Her allegiance was there, but then I'm sure she came to her senses and was like, what did I do?
She gave me the gala, the Dancing with the Stars, my samba.
Oh my God,
Cheryl's family.
No, when it was my 11th birthday and I went across the street, she put the birthday banner on me and got me. Oh my God, she was the sweetest and would take me to get my McFlurries after dance because I danced with her daughter.
Cheryl was just
some very wonderful memories.
The classiest woman. When we first moved in and I had Noah and I had the stork outside, remember she brought over that Ralph Lauren baby blue set for him?
I was 5, so I was 4 and
I don't remember the story.
So I don't remember?
That was the only neighbor that did something that was so classy, other than the 2 yentas I was sitting with that said, no, bris, because they said, where are you having a bris? When I was pregnant with Noah. And it doesn't matter. There's yentas everywhere. Yeah. And they couldn't understand why I wasn't having a bris. I'm like, well, we kind of moved here because I kind of scared my husband to death and got pregnant pretty quickly. And we don't have much friends or family, so he's just going to get snipped in the hospital.
Yeah, we don't...
Nova and bagels or schmear on this side.
I know.
Sorry, ladies.
Not around here, partner. Not around here.
Sorry, PTA ladies.
Yeah, but I think that it's so important. Like, in today's world, there's going to be things that constantly upset you, whether it's on social media, in real life, at the grocery store, at the at anywhere you go. But it's up to you to be at peace with yourself and change the way you think, because you will never be able to control people's actions and the outside world.
If you understood if you knew what people were feeling on the inside, they're just projecting it onto you.
Yes.
You have to not take it personally. And look, I say it like it's so easy because I avoid most people and stuff, but
It's not easy.
You were at the DMV and they have a rap for being the meanest people in the world. As nice as you are, it doesn't matter. But we all get yelled at by DMV people, and it's very hard to think, okay, maybe they don't like it because they get yelled at, this and that. I would never write a horrible review about that.
Yeah, no, that is definitely, I think we've actually talked about it before on here, that I'm not one to bash people on Yelp or anything like
God,
that.
no.
I would never, because they could be a single mother, a single father.
They could find out they just had leukemia, disease. You have no idea what's going on.
I'm not the biggest, unless like a restaurant like blatantly like discriminates against you, or like something actually awful happens, of course.
Well, to me, that was the makeup artist who's my first time doing a news interview when we were in New York, and she came over and didn't know what she was doing and actually made me look worse than I possibly looked.
Yeah.
I did write a review.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess, okay. But that's different. You're like paying a lot of money for a service.
Remember, you
just like
looked
you
at
at
me-
a restaurant and like a server was rude.
No, of course. But remember, you looked at me and you go, what happened to your face?
Probably.
When the lady in New York came to do the makeup?
Oh, yes. Sorry. I
zoned out for a second.
Yeah.
How horrible was that?
Yes. She made you look like Casper the Ghost.
No, I was like, wait, I didn't know you could look worse than when you first wake up in the morning.
Okay, yeah, I do say when it comes to like makeup artists who, it's okay to write a review because you save people from...
Yes, I was just like, to all the glam girls, don't use this woman because she don't know what she's doing.
Yeah, okay, but there's one thing to do that versus like, my server at Applebee's was so horrible. Like, you're fine. You'll be fine.
Do you know, I want people to also understand that mental health, I'm so grateful the conversation is just now starting to go tick, tick, tick a little bit. Before it was silent. Now it's getting a little bit of traction. Long ways to go.
Yeah.
Long ways to go.
Oh my God, miles and miles. But there is improvement every day.
With parents with teenagers, I know you have typical teenage behavior, but the statistics, which I'm going to talk about, I wish I had in front of me right now, are just ridiculously too high of teenage suicides and attempted suicides. You have to have this conversation with your kids. What you think might be typical behavior, like, nah, everything's fine. Pay attention. Are they in their room longer than normal? Are they not eating more so? Are they not doing activities like they used to? More than 2 weeks is when you realize something might not be right.
Yeah.
And ask them, do you want to talk about it? Is there anything I can help you with? Do you want to talk to somebody? It's okay. Because our physical health, I believe I got leukemia because my mental health was not taken care of. And internally, I internalized all of this trauma and stress for years that it affected my immune system. So when people say mental health doesn't matter, there is no mental health, physical health. It's connected.
It is.
It is connected, and it is so important
that sorry, I just like makes me angry because I know there are people out there who say mental health isn't. Why is there?
There's nothing wrong with me. I'm fine.
Right. Why are people talking about depression so much? Like, we get it. Like,
no,
that literally infuriates me. Oh my God. I see it on social media, and I know that I'm sure there's plenty of people out there running their mouths saying ridiculous shit. And I just want to stop them in their tracks and just say,
you're not okay. It's okay not to be okay.
And clearly the people who are out here talking about how, mental health is not a thing, like, that speaks volumes. Like, you clearly need...
Like, who wouldn't be depressed once in their life? Who doesn't get anxiety? Who doesn't have triggers? We all had different spectrums of, childhood triggers and stuff. People don't even know they're walking around. Hey, I didn't know for 47 years I was walking around as a human trigger. And I have studied so hard the past 5 years learning about myself. Clearly,
yeah,
if you
no,
listen,
you really have taken the time and effort to do that.
It's been my whole world. I have done nothing every day for the past 5 years was study everything about my addictions, my disorders, which causes that functioning freeze and, being, zoned out on edibles daily or whatever it is. I let myself numb.
You weren't zoned out on edibles.
When we lived in Turnberry together.
Oh, I guess.
Remember when
Okay.
I would just sit on that swing? And
Okay,
you just,
yeah, true. I forgot. I guess I blocked out
you
that.
did block it out because it was horrible. You were
Right.
so mad at me. And then that's when I like smashed the sliding glass door.
Yes,
And
okay.
impulsively, I'm
we
like,
were self-medicating.
we were
You were doing what you thought was best for you at the time, which I guess it was because it kept you sane at
oh my gosh, do you
some
know
sort
what,
of
Tay?
peace.
I was talking last episode. I remember, this is so random. We were talking about how I never took Xanax or anything like that because of, but I've never finished the story.
Oh, okay,
But this
okay.
is part of mental health and stuff.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Of course, we were, last week our episodes were, and still we could talk about Taylor Swift every day.
Yeah.
But having an affair with a married man who is your father and we are not together, you were 1 year old, maybe 9 months old, somewhere around that. And I remember Daddy, which it's so funny saying Daddy now, but at the time we were different people. Again, this has nothing to do with who we are today. He was going on a cruise and he said, I don't want to go. But I have to go. It was a Disney cruise with his parents and his wife and, Ashley. So this was, I guess, 2000. And before social media and the technology, but I managed to get a phone to the room and his wife went, hello.
Oh, wait, let's not forget. Didn't he say he wasn't going on, or did you know he was going on the cruise with?
Yes, but he did not want, he kept saying, oh, I have to go.
But she answered all chirpy and
Chirpy.
happy.
She was the chirpiest birds out there.
Yeah.
I mean, happy as can be, happy as a clam.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I remember throwing the phone. Nanny was over. I threw myself, I think, on the floor. I couldn't breathe. I could not breathe. I mean, I had cried over being away from Daddy before, putting you in the car seat, driving to him. He turned the phone off on me. He was like, oh, honey, you don't think I'm going to show up? And he looked like a deer in headlights when I pull up, with you in the car.
Oh, I'm sure.
You can't escape me.
No,
I am just like, ooh, I know it's creepy if you think about it. So my mother said to me, please take a piece of Xanax. I was like, no, I don't do pills. But the relief I got, from.
Oh, yeah, Xanax works wonders.
Again, I'm not advocating for anything. It's just,
yeah, no, of course
at the
not.
time,
No.
I would
Only
have-
if you really need
I
it.
don't know. I might have popped an artery. It was the most excruciating pain.
And why? Because she sounded so happy? Like, you realized they were having a good time?
They were having a good time. He wasn't with me. I was with you. He's with his other family.
Okay,
no,
yeah.
we're
So just
family.
the whole situation, the idea of
everything.
him being like trapped on this vessel in the middle of the sea.
Thank you. Where I thought he'd be miserable. Like if she answered, yeah, hello, I would be like, oh, thank God. Is Jay
know.
there? But when I heard, Nanny might have been on speakerphone. She's like, how you managed to do ship to shore on a Disney cruise? I'll never know.
Yeah, in the year 2000 too.
Because girls, we're all spies. We are.
Oh my
click,
god,
click, click,
we
click,
are
click.
FBI agents.
yes.
Oh my god, we are just as good as the CIA and all of the other government agencies because damn, do we find out if we want to know something, we find it out.
Unfortunately, what happens
Sometimes
with me,
it's not. By the way, guys, protect your mental health. If you are like into a guy and you feel the need to stalk like his social media because he's been fucking you over or whatever, we feel the need to stalk guys' social medias when they aren't reciprocating the effort we want from them. So first of all, that's your clear sign. Ditch him. I'm getting off on a tangent here.
because it's affected your mental health.
Oh
so
my,
good.
beyond. But what I was saying is do not stalk. Protect yourself. Do not go deep into their Twitter likes.
Do people do that?
Raising my hand.
Okay, no.
Yes, I do.
I plenty stalked Daddy when we were married, going through our hard time. Even I couldn't. When I would want to look at his phone and every message, and I would remember we had that Life 360, and I would track, and you could see where they were going.
Oh, of course I remember
my
Life
God.
360. Hello, my whole high school.
Tay, I'm clenching my fist right now
I know.
as I'm thinking about it. So this is how I'm even aware of my body language right now, talking about
I know.
that.
I'm seeing you. Your body's like literally you
Tensing up.
are like having a physical reaction
Because I
to a
was
past event.
Because I know Daddy said he was not somewhere when I saw that he was somewhere, because I probably would have been. There was no communication. So there was like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Right,
there was no
right.
win-win with either one of us.
Yes.
So I thought he was doing something out on the boat, and because it was like, how are you the little blue dot in the middle of the bay or ocean? ocean,
know.
but you weren't on a boat. Like, what?
I know. That's
But we didn't know how to talk to each other.
I
But
know.
I am so sorry for you that I had all this trauma my whole life, never thinking I needed a therapist.
Yeah.
It was never talked about.
What, you started going to therapy when you were 46, 47?
Well,
Damn, that's old. That is late in life.
I went late. Nobody ever talked
No, but
about it.
it's not your fault.
Oh, no. I'm actually just talking to myself. Come to think of it, is what I'm saying. There was nobody that advocated. I went into an eating disorder hospital when I was 23, but that was partially to get away from Dean also, which...
Oh,
you know,
gee.
I thought it would be like a spa. You know, you're going away, it's an eating disorder in the wing of a hospital, but I didn't know that you were like army. Like you had to wake up at 6, go walking. They made you eat everything on your plate. And they put fucking broccoli and green beans. There's no way.
How long were you in the clinic for?
Maybe it was a very long 30 days.
Oh, that's a long time.
Oh, no, Tay.
Wait,
but
that's a long time.
I could have gotten therapy. And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with me when I leave here because I didn't want to go below. I was like 103 pounds at that time, and I had been like 180. So there's no minimal. I'm not a minimalist at all. There's either all or nothing, love or hate, eat or starve.
Yes, you take things. It's your. I don't know. One of your disorders.
One of my disorders. It's all or not my borderline.
Yes, it's extreme. Always the reactions.
If you know
everything.
somebody. If I do, it's with a borderline personality, it's part of our trauma where you can love someone so much, but in the next breath, if they do something, I fucking hate you. And I feel it with my bones. Everybody that's ever fucked me over is coming out of me.
Yes, that's what, okay. With something with my mom is that when something upsets her, she starts thinking of everything else that's related to that's upset her for the last 50 years.
Do I do that consciously or subconsciously?
Probably subconsciously.
Yeah, subconsciously.
Because,
I don't consciously think of these things.
No, because it's like, why would you care? You know, when you're mad about something in 2024, why do you care about 1976?
I just wanted to make sure that people aren't thinking that I bring up past all the time.
No, it must be subconsciously.
Okay.
I'm just saying the way you get
the way
these
I react.
extreme, crazy reactions. Like if I poke you, you will start thinking of everyone else who's poked you.
What happens is it's a reminder of the way it could be anything. It could be sounds. It could be the name of a TV show. It could be the smell of a restaurant. It could be a song. And to most people, when somebody says I'm having a trigger right now, they look at you like, what? But I didn't know that my body or my senses reacted, and I would flip the fuck out. Like, if I didn't have my eyelash curler and we were going somewhere, the panic. It's not about the eyelash curler. Panic came in me. So now I am feeling every time I felt panicked. Please, I need my eyelash curler because I felt helpless.
Yes.
So now I'm going back to when I felt helpless, when I didn't have a home, I didn't have a car, I didn't have anything. So if you really dissect it, there's a reason.
Oh my God, there's of course. I don't think you're just
No, I'm crazy, but not crazy.
Yeah, no, you definitely it's just your life of trauma that just when something happens to you, it's just
But I am so happy that now I stop, I pause.
It's the awareness.
And the awareness.
That's why awareness is so communication and awareness.
And
those
that pause.
two things will take you through life and give you as peaceful as a life as you can imagine.
Yep.
If you are just aware of what makes you upset, who makes you upset, what makes you happy, it's about being aware and then communicating those feelings with whomever. I mean, there's nothing more you can do.
Like Daddy knows there's certain things that would, he used to we would make funny jokes about like my messy hair or something like that when I woke up in the morning. I'm just making this up. He would be like, okay, where'd you sleep? Outside in a tree, or hypothetically, I'm making this up. But he didn't know that now all of a sudden I have an attitude. He doesn't know that I have a trigger from hair tree growing up. Okay. So once I said, just so you know, it really hurts my feelings when you say that, because growing up, and oh my God, I would never say that if that hurt you that way.
Of course.
And Daddy used to say, I'm not a mind reader, because we all, as women, we don't want it to upset the apple cart. So if our husbands or boyfriends or whomever says, do you mind if I do this? Don't always say, of course not.
I know.
If you do mind, say it and explain why.
There's that lovely communication coming into play.
It's so important, because there are people that, I know this is kind of jumping the gun, but that are walking around that could be possible risk factors. I'm just going back to the suicide, because I was thinking how I can't believe I'm alive after going through those 4.5 years with Daddy until we moved in the house and got married.
And I'm just going to say, I think it's so awesome that we talk about suicide so openly, because it's such a taboo topic and it is such a sensitive terrible, devastating thing for many people to talk about, rightfully so. But there needs to be more conversation
That's why
around
people
it.
are dying of suicide, because
Yes.
there is no talk about it.
There needs to be way more conversation around suicide and not be so scared of that word. And I'm glad that we're part of that conversation.
Now I know what I wanted to say. I am so mad, and I will debate anybody on CNN. Anderson, if you hear this, that girl at 28 years old that has to be euthanized, and in the Netherlands, and
No, she's 34 years old.
34.
Mm-hmm. And not that much different.
And
Still
people
very
are
young.
saying, "Oh, thank you. There's hope for us." No. At 34 years old, I was collapsing on the Aventura Circle at
I know.
34 years old, shattered brain, guts everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. But I am here right now at Studio 54 years old, almost next week, and here with you,
talking
about you will be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Life is like that Pac-Man game. You go around eating the pellets.
Yeah.
And when you hit the wall, you don't sit there. You back up and you keep going.
Yes, I love when you use the Pac-Man analogy, because
Right?
it makes me think about it a certain way too.
Because it's so true. I've had more knockdowns in life than probably successes, but I don't let it keep me down, because I
disagree
needed.
with that.
No,
I
I've
think
had more
your whole
success.
life is a success because
Yes, it
you've
has
built
been.
yourself up from the bottom and made a life for your children, for yourself,
Do you
for your
want to hear
husband.
what's pitiful? That I actually still think of myself when I see people on Facebook that I grew up with, like the high school people, but that were a few years older. I always thought they looked at me like, ugh, Marni Michelson, because the way the papers were thrown about me. Was she a whore? Was she a fat slut? Whatever was said about me. So when you went to camp and met some of their kids, it was like, okay, now there's my redemption. People know I'm cool because Taylor's my daughter. But even when I see them on Facebook, I wonder, do they still think I'm weird and gross? And like, that's
good
how,
thing
that's how fucking
I
traumatized
know.
I am.
And it's like, good thing we don't give a fuck. If they do think that, good thing we don't give a flying fuck about what anybody says about us.
But it's none of our business.
Yeah.
And I think Chloe, I'm going because I was just reading that she's Sophie, my friend Sophie from Newsweek. She used to do What Should I Do segments, but now she does pop culture. And I said it because she's in London. So she just wrote an article about Chloe, how people are bashing her because she said, I need to get to the gym. And, why was I saying that? Chloe, her affirmations, looking at herself. Oh, it's none of our business what people say about us. So I wanted to say, Sophie, tell her not to read the comments.
I know. Chloe, we talked about this before. Khloe Kardashian is Miss Affirmation. She posts every single day, like 100 times a day.
Because it works. Remember,
she does what's good for her.
remember our house, the wall in our old house, when I picked up one affirmation. Today may not be good, but there's something good in every day. And one picture on the wall became, you couldn't even see the wall of affirmations. That is why I was like, I crumbled, I died, I fell apart, and I learned, and I put myself back together learning to read, but I read instead of ABC's affirmations.
Yeah. And look what it did to you. It
changed me.
Yes.
Changed my soul.
The affirmations, that was like the start of your mental health journey, your healing journey.
Even when I see what Daddy and I did to each other when we lived through COVID and got divorced through COVID, I just look at who are those people. The past 2 years where I've dated, I got to date my husband because we were two different people coming back together, completely different people.
Yeah.
And
Good.
the heart, the soul connection and that comfort that now playing cards, playing gin is my happiest thing when we're like,
You do. Right? And it's all about the simple things.
the simple things, because we've done, what have we not done? We have flown first class. I've done everything bougie. I've done simple things. I realized with Daddy, I could be anywhere, and we are the best of friends. But it took us to realize falling apart. We had to, because if we did, we learned. We took everything we did not like in that life before, picked it back up, created the illuminating disco ball.
Yes. I love that. And what a wonderful end now to wrap things up, the disco ball that has come from all the broken pieces.
Because the next time I talk, I think I'll be 54.
Oh my God.
Shortly.
No, not soon though. The date's May 11th. We're still in early May.
I know.
You still got time. Don't rush it.
That's
Embrace
true.
these last few days.
Remember when I used to say, I can't wait to have a theme Studio 54 party? And I'm thinking, wait, with what friends?
I know, right?
It's you and Brianna.
Me, Bri, Dad, and Noah.
That's it. And Jen and Corinne because of the disco ball, because my Dancing with the Stars girls.
Right,
so
right.
they're part of the reception, but that's it.
I know.
That's it.
I know. I love it so
So
much.
if any of you have broken, pick your pieces back up, because
and become that disco ball.
become the disco ball. Taylor Swift, she is our mirror ball.
Yes, and you deserve to live a life full of
Sparkle and shiny.
Yes.
Don't let anyone dim it, because the people that want it dim are dim within them.
And you don't, yeah.
You don't, and
you
that's
don't
not
wanna be them
you.
or associate with them. Yeah.
And so you keep yourself protected in that bubble. You surround yourself with peace and love and happiness. And like I always
it's the best
say,
thing you could do for your mental health.
never let anyone dull your sparkle. Stay true to yourself, guys. Thank you for listening. So much love.
Happy Mental Health Awareness Month.
Mental Health Awareness
I cannot
Month.
wait to, bring the conversation even further this month.
That's right. Wear green and be okay with not being okay. I love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Fabulously Flawed. Remember, we drop new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday, so be sure to subscribe and never miss a moment of this dazzling duo. Craving more sparkle? Head over to fabulouslyflawed.com for exclusive content, episode archives, and more. And don't forget to check out Fabulously Flawed on Etsy for tons of amazing products that are sure to brighten your day. Be sure to follow us on socials to keep the conversation going and become a part of our Fabulously Flawed family. Until then, keep embracing your beautiful imperfections and remember, never let anyone dull your sparkle.